wow. People wey suppose talk true to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we not talk.
Where people take over street, all oppressors they go run away. When people take over, where we take over, where people take over street, where people take over street, all oppressors they go run away. When people take over street, when we take over, when masses take over street, when masses take over street, all oppressors they go run away. When masses take over, when we take over. Who is a terrorist? Buhari is a terrorist. Who is a bandit? Buhari is a bandit. Who is a Boko Haram? Buhari is a Boko Haram. Who is a terrorist? Buhari is a terrorist. Who is a bandit? Buhari is a bandit. What are we here for? 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 God is bleeding. What are we here for? 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 Save Nigeria! Save Nigeria! Save Nigeria!
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Just a moment.
They've told them to stop the now.
Don't run for them.
What are they trying to do?
Nairobi
They block roads.
I go pass it. They
Eh,
go.
pass the gun now.
The guy is cocking gun. Don't pass.
No, pass.
The road is not good.
Pass it.
This place is not good. Yeah.
I feel pass. I will move with this one.
Police stop people.
Movement.
So let your phone be inside, sir. Even the boys, we can't close them with phones.
When they know let the distraction worry them. When they come move, they go.
Somebody instructed through their walkie-talkie that they must not let. And the guy wanted to cock gun for your own people.
Henry, me Henry come off for there. Me no go to follow all this movie. They drive. I bet a lot of way.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we are not troublemakers. We are just... Sorry, I'm on live. I'm not recording you. Don't speak to any policeman.
Borders! That is good! Borders! We are not afraid of them.
Come on here!
Thank you. Kindly let me know if this audio is perfect and if the video is clearer just before we continue.
Lórí Facebook, and yes, we like you. Lórí YouTube, and yes, we like you. Oh, Baba Bewure, and yes, we like you.
Thank you very much for joining me again tonight. So good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun live. And if you have read the caption of the broadcast, Buhari saved Nigeria from Islamization agenda of Boko Haram, Laya Muhammad said. Now, you see, the part of this broadcast tonight is going to be on the deceitful nature of the rogues who are from the Yoruba land, and they've continued to, to perpetrate their trade of deceit, boot licking, ass licking, and praise singing in the name of the Yoruba people. So we would rather let the people know better that if you are deceived by the posture of the likes of Akondeo, the likes of Layamo, and every one of them who is out there pretending that Boko Haram is the best thing that happened to Nigeria after discovery of sliced bread. So we'll let you know better that this bunch of liars and their postures that continue to put a dent into a divided, polarized Nigeria, as those who are supposed to be from the southern Nigeria should be speaking for the southern Nigeria, and people from the northern Nigeria should be speaking for northern Nigeria. And in the process, when you are equally represented, justifiably represented, there will be less rancor, less division, and less violence that we are witnessing today. It's so divided that the likes of Layamo continue to try to change the narrative. Nigeria has become so divided that people now know better that they live in two countries. A country that pretended to be one, but with two laws. When it comes to the religious laws in northern Nigeria, they boldly, publicly told us that their law is far, 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 far more supreme than the constitution of that same Nigeria. So in Nigeria, if you are from southern Nigeria, you get punished by the Nigerian fraudulent constitution. But if you are from northern Nigeria, there is always an exception, especially if it involved Sharia. We know that today, just today, today, we saw the video of a member of House of Representatives from Taraba who stood up to oppose the gender equality bill, the one that actually pairs the men and women together, a man and woman, as equal pair before the law and all that, yeah? And the only reason why he opposed that bill was no other than for religious reason. He said it is un-Islamic for man and woman to be equal. It is un-Islamic and all of this. Therefore, it is unacceptable. And this is the reality that we have today, okay? Divided Nigeria through religious line. To the point that many people who never believed the Islamization agenda, Fulanization agenda, as part of the fear, or should I say warnings that were given prior to the emergence of this calamity, the APC, Egbekegbe. We were told that once they have that power, once they have the opportunity, we will be overrun by the terrorists. They will do everything to Islamize Nigeria. Many people don't believe that will happen. Many still don't. But guess what? Many of those who didn't in 2015 are beginning to see that with the way Nigeria is going, jihadi, all these jihadists in government, Al-Qaeda apologists in government, it is a matter of time when you can read through the policies of the government of the day, their posture and their actions or reactions to terrorist and terrorism acts. Yeah, it is not far-fetched to begin to believe that, this is going to happen. You know what I'm talking about, Insecurity escalated under these criminals. Boko Haram metamorphosed into a very bigger, monstrous thing that will still consume Nigeria, especially with these guys in charge. ISWAP. Not just them, the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the whole world, Miyetti Allah, Fulani terrorists. They have them on record. Not just in Nigeria, all over Africa, they have all the atrocities committed by these marauding Fulani terrorists. They have it on record. They call them the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the world. But in Nigeria, they are kings. They have people who speak for them. Things that we never seen before. We continue to see them today, where terrorists are now having negotiators on national television, pushing their agenda, telling Nigerians why you can't call them criminals, you can't provoke them. Today, you have government agents working day and night, trying to promulgate laws, put bills together to legitimize terrorists domiciling in that country. You have seen many things you never saw before, things that gave credence to this fear, this warning of Islamization. But Laya Muhammad, the dirty man that loves to do the dirty job, God knows how much they get. They pay him for this dirty job. But it's not alone. There are so many in that voyage, especially if you pay attention to the charade they called My Participations, the book launch of BCR Conde, the failed governor of Osun State, who blamed his failure on the democratic coup that Obasanjo played them in Southwest in 2003. That saw his back, that saw his back turn to the government house. And he never forgave him for that. And since then, I'll tell you, they are in the business of massaging ego, survivor stuff, people who are the relic of the dredge of our society, who ended up symbolized as the representatives and the beauty of our race, the Yoruba people. Bunch of scavengers, bunch of opportunists, bunch of freeloaders, scroungers, pickpockets. I love to call them pickpockets. So they massage ego. That is why Laya Muhammad will do all the dirty job, openly deny, and most times lie unprovoked. According to Laya Muhammad, We should be grateful that Boko Haram, they haven't captured Abuja, and Boko Haram, they haven't declared Lagos, Enugu, and Bayelsa as caliphate yet. The same thing they told us was going to happen if Buhari was not elected as president in 2015. It's just the same lie that Bisi Akonde himself was spewing when he told Buhari that they loved him, Yorubas love him because he loved Nigeria. And most of the let me show you something. I think that will tell it. Let's go to Lagos.
First greet is the chief presenter, who is the owner of today. He's presenting the book, My Participations, the autobiography of Chief Bisi Akonde, who we always call Baba Mi. Kashimi, man, thank you very much for coming here. You have always been there, and I'm happy to see you in sitting. You are welcome, and I thank you for coming. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the olden days, I will burst to tears. My lordy me woo. But today I'm very happy. I'm happy to welcome you. I'm grateful to you for sparing all the expenses and time to travel all the way all over the country to come and honor me at this occasion. I'm grateful to you. I'm only uncomfortable that each time our president is coming here, he's always in a hurry. He is our president. We love him. He's one of us. We always want him to relax and come and stay with us, you know, be at dinner with us, let our children eat with him, touch his clothes, and let him know that we love him. But his handlers never recognize that he's no longer growing younger. They match him. They think he's still a soldier. They mark him from the naval yards to the Quota. They are marching him back to Abuja, maybe for another event. And that's the way they will march him throughout today, throughout tomorrow. I thank you for coming, and I pray you know, a successful tenure in office. We love you because we love Nigeria. We want Nigeria. And we want Nigeria to be united. We want Nigeria to be peaceful. We want Nigeria to be prosperous. You have a lot of job to do. It's not yours alone. But because you are our leader, we abuse you for everything that is wrong. Even though when we know we are not honest ourselves. We know we are fraudulent. We know we are deceitful. We know we are cheaters. And all the results of all the things we are doing wrong, we blame on you. I don't sympathize with you. You apply for the job, and you have the job. May your tenure be prosperous. May Nigeria be greater in your time. May Nigeria be united. May Nigeria be peaceful. Thank you for coming.
You know we are dishonest. You know we are cheaters. You know we are this. You know we are that. As our leader, we blame you for everything. That's how they massage his ego. So when people opened up Akonde's book, it is filled with lies, praise singing, self-glorification, and the same way of sipping from the cup of Tifnumbu's spittle, saliva. That's what is filled in that book. They know, like I did say, right? They know that they are on their last chance. Well, should I call it last chance? Last bet. They placed a gamble on Buhari. The gamble backfired. They had no choice. They had to play that mumu to the end. Because if nothing comes out of this, if their Ashiwaju does not become president in 2023, you see those people abusing you. Those people attacking you because of Yoruba nation, yeah? Those ones calling you names because of Tifnumbu. They will become more deadlier. Right? In asking for Nigeria to break up. But just give them their time. They said, well, Obasanjo first was the first who threw the salvo. He said, you guys should stop expecting anything more from Buhari. He's done. Check it out. He has nothing else to offer you other than the mystery, hard life, and death you are witnessing right now. So if you survive it, good luck to you. Because he has nothing else to offer you. And he's right on the side. But in Akonde's book, Akonde said Obasanjo and some other people from northern Nigeria, they warned them from supporting Buhari, that Buhari will divide Nigeria. Buhari will blow up Nigeria and they will all regret it. But according to Akonde, she been at just 18 months left. Within the next 18 months, in their dream, Ashiwaju will be the president, right? Why can't we just call the Were or call Yawo so that they will know that no matter what anybody says, we are with you? But what Akonde didn't know is that absolving Obasanjo, that Obasanjo warned them, actually makes people like Obasanjo, Nostradamus, people who saw tomorrow. But we know be mumu. We saw the involvement of Obasanjo, the involvement of everybody, and we have the video, we have the statement, we have everything everybody did, we have everything on record. But in Akonde's book, Obasanjo is an enemy that did not want to give you Buhari. But in the last 6-7 years, how far with your Buhari? So does that not make Obasanjo, if Obasanjo indeed opposed that, does that not make Obasanjo a good person then? Somebody who tried to prevent you from experiencing Buhari, according to Akonde. Akonde also lied in their book in order to massage the ego of Tifnumbu. Akonde said, Tifnumbu, was never, according to Akonde said, Tifnumbu was angry that Buhari betrayed their agreement. And the agreement was that, Tifnumbu will be Buhari's vice president. So on record, they said Buhari visited Tifnumbu and said, some people up north, they are not comfortable with this arrangement, as well as in the south. Blah, 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 blah. They said Tifnumbu run crazy, that they can sell anything. It doesn't matter. Muslim ticket can, you know what I mean? To the point that they say Buhari had to walk out of Tifnumbu's house in Abuja angrily. And he went to see Aregbe Mugbo. That one was governor then. Cut the long story short, that was how Ekene Shatabandu came in. Meanwhile, Akonde took a glory that, well, Tifnumbu was never interested. In fact, Tifnumbu was the one. I mean, he was the one who wrote Oshibade's name in this small paper and gave it to Buhari, trying to say, even though, even in that book, Akode wrote it there that when they met with Buhari after the meeting with Tifnumbu, he asked Buhari that, General, are you trying to betray the agreement we had? Which means that Tifnumbu is going to be your vice. And he said Buhari realized that he was becoming angry. So Buhari then gave him that honor to give him vice president. That is not against the arrangement, but it's because Muslim ticket won't fly. So that was how Akonde was now the one who wrote the name of Oshibade. Long story short, what they are doing right now is like holding to the last straw. Nigeria has exploded, pretty much like on an entire fire. But let's look at these characters that are misrepresenting the position of the people of Yoruba land when it comes to the damages these guys have done. Let's look into their character and their antecedents. Bisi Akonde is the former governor of Osun State, the man that sacked so many teachers because he felt like they should possibly go and learn personal trade. They are not meant for teaching until he got booted out. In revenge, he never forgave, he never forgave Obasanjo for that because it was after that, it was Oyinlola who succeeded him in that, what they call the democratic coup. In that revenge, he became the lackey to Tifnumbu, who succeeded, or let me say, who survived the coup in 2003. Since then, let's start with, Akonde, Oshoba, and few of them like that. They now have to rely on Tifnumbu, patronizing him, continue to call them elders and leaders of Yoruba, the Yoruba progressives. So that was how Tifnumbu became their nanny and their guardian, the one that feed them, take care of them, their family, and the rest of them, because they were so shocked that they could lose power in 2003. The arrogance was so much. The same arrogance you see in them today was the same arrogance they had in 2002, 2003. Oshoba was so confident that they're not Yorubas. He said, some part of Ogun State, they are like chicken. If you throw down Ijebus, that's why he called us in Ijebu. He said, we Ijebus, we are just like chicken. All he has to do is just, flunk some corn at us, and then we'll do whatever he wants us to do. The arrogance was terrible, and so Tifnumbu became their godfather, codedly. Yeah? So that when Tifnumbu finally said that we're going to start our own party from AD to AC. So to them, they were going to automatically be godfathers of their different states. So when they got to ACN and they brought this commissioner from Lagos, Aregbe cut the long story short, Aregbe became governor through their judicial arrangee that saw the end of Oyinlola. For 8 years, Osun people learned what they called, they call that your salary in Osun State under Aregbe then. They changed the lives of the people. They brought a new way of life that completely altered theirs, and without anything, no economic power, they took away the economic power of the people of that state systematically over time, so that they can remain perpetually useful for whatever political permutation that they are involved in. That was the genesis. So that was the spread when we started calling them Ajeles, how they were going to recapture Southwest, how they were all going to come back and make sure that the Yorubas are redirected back to Tifnumbu. The old charade left the Yoruba people poorer, left us more underdeveloped. Now, they've added terrorism to it when they joined APC. Egbekegbe. Now, when they joined APC, Egbekegbe, it was a new lie then, like in a monumental scale. 6 years after that, this bunch of old criminals, they are back again. And they are actually trying to make you think, sometimes they make you think, maybe you are actually the one that is mad. Do you have electricity improved in Nigeria in 7 years of APC? Egbekegbe? The answer is no. Do you have improved healthcare system in Nigeria since this APC? Egbekegbe? The answer is no. Do you have improved healthcare system in Yoruba land, in any of the Yoruba land, anywhere in Yoruba land at all, in the last 22 years of democracy? The answer is no. Do you have a better, improved, standard education system in Yoruba land that you can be so proud of? Today, 22 years of this crook, the answer is no. How about your living standard? Are you better off in Yoruba land than any other people from any other part of Nigeria? In the last 7 years, let's even use that under disguise. How about now getting used to being killed for expressing yourselves, which is allowed in a democracy? How about that? But they make you think you are mad. It is not, you are just, it is not that bad. And you now ask yourselves, how bad can it get before it is bad? And how bad can it get before these guys actually see it that way? Then I realize that they've done worse. And most of the time, they cover it up with the inefficiency of Nigeria, the imbalance, the inadequate structure of Nigeria. These guys who call themselves progressives from Yoruba land, who are doing the actual job for the fraudulent government of Nigeria called FGN. Aregbe became billionaire just at the expense of the people of Osun State. They ran into debt. Listen, what Aregbe did to the people of Osun State, that is still walking about, driving expensive cars, being protected by policemen, somebody that should be in jail. What he did to the people of Osun State in 8 years, a Yoruba man, and what he did to the people of Yoruba land. Not many of them will agree, but exactly, is that not the reason? Keep them poor. Once you keep them poor, you can always appear as their savior once in a while. That is all they need. They borrowed money. Aregbe Mugbo ran Osun aground and became the first and the only state to declare bankruptcy. Can you believe that? They borrowed, stole it, to the point that Osun State was collecting allocation of 100,000 every month, 130,000, 75,000 naira, 145,000 naira, where other states are collecting 4 billion, 6 billion, 5 billion. You know why? Because the little that is meant for Osun people, since they've already lent so much, they deduct the money from the source. Last, Osun don't get anything. To the point that people started from, they say from level 8 upward, they started collecting half salary, 1/4 salary. Some people, even despite collecting half salary, they were still hold years of unpaid salary. Aregbe Mugbo. But if he drives into Osun, he believes he's driving to a kingdom, that he is a king. And the people love him. And he is a Yoruba man. When he says something, he is speaking for Yoruba people. Is it not? So these are the characters that will tell you that you are wrong about Buhari. Well, everything you are seeing right now, don't blame Buhari. Why are you blaming him? He's an old man. He's just trying to, he loves you. He loves everybody. He's just trying to help. You know, but secretly, they are just counting days. They are waiting. It's like a waiting game. Let's wait. So these guys are not representing us. I want to say that very loud and clear. It is for your own, well, it is in your own interest if you're a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman watching me right now. I don't know what you believe, and I don't know how much you hold that belief. But just look around you. If you take these guys so serious to the point that you will defend them and even campaign for them, which is your right. You have every right to do that, okay? Spend your money, do all of that. But look around you. In 2015, they were the same characters who told you, we will no longer see this bloodbath. We will no longer see this monumental corruption. Look at the level of stealing and looting. Look at the level of the indebtedness. See the economy. Look at the level of joblessness. We read it in the papers. Well, I read it online just a moment ago, that the National Assembly of Nigeria just approved another 3 trillion naira loan request for Buhari. Now, they told us 2 days ago that the Nigerian debt is now over 40 trillion. Listen to me. Nigeria is in a deep hole, right? Whatever miracle that you are thinking of, whatever thing or ideology, whatever thing that you think Tifnubu has upstairs to offer, hello, don't you think Buhari should be using them right now in a way to save the lives of those that are still going to die because of this calamity? You not admitting it, joining your leaders to pretend that Nigeria is all right, because that's all you have to do until they tell you that Tifnubu will never be president. Then you go into rage. Then you will then join us. Why not now? Why can't they offer that to Buhari to save the people that are dying now? Everyone knows that. Up north, people are protesting. So once you have 40 trillion in debt and you have another 3 trillion joining it, and you have another 4 trillion, which makes it about 7. That's, you know how much they are borrow. They are actually going to to borrow next year in 2022. Well, let me give you the rough estimate, because in total, they are planning to, well, their budget is 17 trillion or thereabout. From that 17 trillion, they are planning to remove subsidies so that you can pay more for petrol and for gas and all that. So they are also increasing your taxes here and there. This of VAT and all these things that you've complained about in the past, you have to live with them from next year. They are going to increase your electricity bill as well. Everything they can do to mop up money, with all of that in their book, yeah? Even when they take all of that money from you, they can only provide, you can only generate, with oil money, with selling your crude oil and all that, they can only generate about 7 trillion. So they will need to go out there and see who is going to loan them 10 trillion naira. So the National Assembly just approved 3 trillion. They already have another approval, $27 billion, coming to somewhere around 8 trillion or 7 trillion as well. So at the end of the day, they are going out there to take a loan of 10 trillion. With what they've taken so far, with what they are paying back, I've told you, with the wreck they have committed, right? When Nigeria generates 100 naira, 99 naira of that money goes into servicing debt. That is why they can't do anything other than to borrow more and borrow and borrow and borrow more. So which brings us back to the same place. Indebtedness, more poverty, more corruption. Nobody is held responsible until the buck is passed on to someone else. while the people dies. So some people said, no, that is still unacceptable. So day 2 of Secure North, people came out, right? People came out in Abuja. People came out in Kanu. People came out in Kaduna. Well, we were able to capture that of Abuja, all thanks to Omoyele Sowore, where people came out to express their anger, displeasure on the ongoing killings of innocent people in northern Nigeria. So people have said, like, listen, don't say North is bleeding. The entire southern Nigeria has been bleeding under Buhari. And the rest of the northern Nigeria considered it as a good punishment for daring to stop terrorists in government. So if the North is bleeding, we want to see you show it, prove it, come out. And don't say North is bleeding, say Nigeria is breathing. I mean, Nigeria is bleeding. Don't say the North is bleeding. Right? So in reaction, some people said, when they entered Nnamdi Kanu, and he was declared a terrorist by this terrorist government, the northern Nigeria celebrated it. During the NSAS protests, we saw what they did in Abuja. For some of you who remember this image, or if you remember the video of this day in Abuja, somewhere in Apo, a junction in Apo, Abuja, where paid armed APC thugs, who are mostly Hausa Fulani boys in Abuja, they set these car mats in that part of Abuja, owned mostly by Southerners. They set them on fire. Nobody is arrested. Nobody is prosecuted for it. But we have the video of the assailants who did all of that. So when the South tried to push, you guys didn't respond. So some people now said, well, you know what? At this point, when they were killing Southerners, these northern trolls who are now screaming for support today, they all said they were standing with Buhari. So people have now made a mock poster. This is a mock poster, okay? Don't go to any protest to stand with Buhari, all right? It's a mock poster on social media. Meanwhile, for those who came out to stand and say, well, this should be enough, including Omoyele Sowore, they were brutalized by the Nigerian policemen as usual, DSS in Abuja. They are serving everybody the breakfast, even for those who stand with the North. But people are not impressed. But let's take a tour of that Abuja today. A moment.
When people take over street, all oppressors they go run away. When people take over, when we take over, when people take over street, when people take over street, all oppressors they go run away. When people take over, when we take over, when masses take over street, when masses take over street, all oppressors they go run away. When masses take over, when we take over, who is a terrorist? Buhari is a terrorist. Who is a bandit? Buhari is a bandit. Who is a Boko Haram? Buhari is a Boko Haram. Who is a terrorist? Buhari is a terrorist. Who is a bandit? Buhari is a bandit. North is bleeding.
Save Nigeria.
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 North is bleeding.
Greatest Nigeria people! Greatest Nigeria people! I know some people will be asking, why come to the Labour House? Before now, it is very known to most of us that when things like this occur in our great country, the Nigerian Labour will rise up to the occasion. But today, the case, that is not the case, because they have sold out. And we have come here to tell them that if they don't join us, we are taking over. If they don't join us, we are taking over. If they don't join us, we are taking over. If they don't join us, we are taking over. If they don't join us, we are taking over.
Another challenge, another challenge, another challenge, double challenge, another challenge, another challenge, another challenge, double challenge.
Protest Nigerian people. What are we here for?
North is bleeding.
What are we here for?
North is bleeding.
What are we here for?
North is bleeding.
Today we are here not because there's terrorism and banditry in the north, but mostly because we have an incompetent set of rulers in Nigeria. The person who is the president of Nigeria came on the false promise that he was a former general in the army who could protect the Nigerian people. Scam. Today he has scammed us and he has failed the entire country. Let us Nigerian people. The reason this came here today is also because we have a lot of northern brothers who are at a conference here today. And we are here to let them know that their own part of the country is bleeding.
Yes, so
that people are dying. An average of 150 people are killed between Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara and buried every night.
Exactly.
We are not here to fight the labor leaders who are here because they look very angry. We are here to remind them that they have a constituency of workers that are not safe in any part of Nigeria.
Yes,
so it's not only the north that is bleeding, it's the entire Nigerian country that is bleeding. And the person that is bleeding Nigeria is Muhammadu Buhari. If anybody is dying in the north, don't let us neglect it. Because today might be in the north, tomorrow it might be wherever you might find yourself in Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
Kajiko, we are telling them because there is no northern blood, there's no southern blood.
Yes, sir.
There's no Hausa blood,
One
there's no
nation.
Yoruba blood. Every blood is red.
Yes. One nation.
Hunger does not recognize tribe or religion.
Yes, sir.
Boko Haram does not recognize tribe or religion.
Yes, sir.
Bandits don't recognize tribes or religion.
Exactly.
They kill whomever they want. But we don't want everybody to be dead before we act. That is why we are protesting against the most incompetent leader in Nigeria's history. I think Buhari is the most incompetent human being.
Yes, sir.
That's why we are here.
Show said, I was waiting for him to say that word. The most incompetent human being in the whole world. And as usual, they unleash violence as expected. Watch this.
They've told them to stop the
No harm for them.
What are they trying to do?
Now, rubbish.
They block roads.
Now go pass it. They go.
Pass the road now.
The guy is cocking gun. Don't pass.
No, pass.
The road is not good.
Pass it.
This place is not good here.
I feel pass. I'm moving this one.
Police stop people.
Movement.
Sir, let your phone be inside, sir. Even the boys, we can't close them with phones.
When they know let the distraction worry them. When they come move, they go.
Somebody instructed through their walkie-talkie that they must not let. And the guy wanted to cock gun for your own people.
Henry, me Henry come off for there. Me no go to follow this movie. They drag. I bet a lot of way.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we are not troublemakers. We are just... Sorry, I'm on live. I'm not recording you. Don't speak to any policeman.
Fathers, that is good. Fathers, we are not afraid of them.
Come on here.
You're going.
Sir, keep your phone inside, sir.
Then the attack happened where people brought to come and attack Omoyele as usual, doing their job, being seen among the protesters. They went straight to work. And as usual, people responded.
Come on, let's go. The usual violence, needless violence, peaceful protesters. But eventually they were arresting people as well as in their usual manner. But what is wrong with people? What is wrong with these guys in the first instance? Because even the policemen are among those being killed by these terrorists. The soldiers, they are among those being just, just butchered by these daredevils. And they still go after people who try to awaken the consciousness of everyone to say, if the government can't protect you, then the government is culpable. They have their DSS. They always know about people who want to hijack protest, right? But they never have the intelligence enough to know those who wants to kidnap people, set people ablaze, all that stuff. You remember
one of the reasons why people from the southern Nigeria felt like the government of Nigeria, as we speak, is government of the north, by the north, and for the north. And so many northerners also kind of feel comfortable and cool being told that. It's not good. It is a divisive mechanism that works only for those criminals. So that when it is your turn, they will say, remember, the South don't like you. You remember when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu? It was a big celebration in northern Nigeria, so many parts of northern Nigeria, and you continue to ask yourself, what exactly was Nnamdi Kanu's, how related is Nnamdi Kanu to these killings in northern Nigeria that they became so happy that Oloye Sunday Igboho was is detained in Benin Republic. Nnamdi Kanu is kidnapped from Kenya. They celebrated it. You know why? Even their leaders know why they have to celebrate the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu. They are the #1 attorney general of Nigeria, the attorney general of Nigeria. Malamun had to do a special broadcast in Hausa when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, just to let you know how happy, satisfied. And do you know how many of them they have killed now? Since the time Malamun did this interview. If you are a northerner watching me right now, this was sometimes in in July, in May rather, right, when Nnamdi Kanu got extradited, kidnapped back to Nigeria. Extraordinary rendition is called. Malamun was so happy that he spoke Hausa.
Kamar da aka mata a sama. Ina mai sanar da ku cewa bayan ainihin ya tsallake beli ya ci gaba da ɗaukar matakai na ainihin tunzura al'umma domin su wa ƙasa zagon ƙasa ta hanyar umarni da kafofi na yada labarai da suka hada da talabijin, rediyo da kuma umarni da yana gizo akan wannan domin ganin cewa ainihin an tada zaune tsaye a Najeriya. Kamar da kuka sani, bayan ya tsallake wannan beli har ila yau ya ɗauki matakai na ainihin harzuka al'umma musamman a ɓangare kudu maso gabashin Najeriya, wanda a sanadiyar haka an samu hasarar rayuka, dukiyoyi, rayukan al'umma farar hula, rayukan al'umma da suka hada da sojoji da abubuwan da ke da ayyuka da ke da nasaba da aikin kaki, haɗi da hasarar rayukan ainihin jami'an tsaro da kuma ainihin hallaka dukiyoyi da kuma ainihin wuraren ayyuka na waɗannan jami'an tsaro da kuma duk wani abu da ke da nasaba da ainihin tabbatar da wanzuwar hukuma a wannan ƙasa tamu Najeriya. Akan wannan muke sanar da ku, ya waje mu sanar da ku a wannan yini cewa gwamnatin Najeriya tare da haɗin kan hukumomi na tsaro sun ci nasarar ainihin samun Kanu, kuma a sanadiyar haka an ci nasarar dawowa da shi gida Najeriya a sanadiyar gagarumin aiki da ma'aikatan tsaro na Najeriya suka gabatar na ganin da cewa an dawo da shi domin ya fuskanci shari'a wadda ya kasance ya tsallake akan fuskantar ta. Akan wannan gaba muke sanar da ku an dawo da shi Najeriya domin fuskantar
That is Malamun, the Nigeria Attorney General. So that was him announcing the purported arrest of Nnamdi Kanu, and then he was blamed for all the insecurity orchestrated by Nigerian government in eastern Nigeria, and that's him. Just to let you know how important, the people of the southern Nigeria, or how much of threats they are considered in the scheme of things where the likes of Malamu called the shots. Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist to them. But Bello Turuji and the rest of all those terrorists who actually went yesterday to Kaduna Zaria Road, and they killed again. They killed, and they even killed a member of a Kaduna State House of Assembly. That's what the murder has become now. The terrorism has gotten into. Yeah? So the people that called the shots, Malamun, they are the one who define the law. They are the one who says, and you know one thing is that every day, these guys, that you barely hear them say anything tangible, except all the rubbishes that make you feel like they don't care about anybody in the rest of the country. These guys, they appear on different radio programs in Hausa. They speak directly to these people that are today telling us that the North is bleeding. They speak directly to them. They feed them with lies, divisive rhetorics, things that make them know or feels like the rest of the country was actually, they were coming for them. So they hide their failure behind tribal division, religious division. And when you hold them, if you hold him in the neck and say, "Oh yeah, explain the law to us, Malamu," you are likely going to get this kind of response.
And by revolution, through revolution, what does it entail?
He did not call for a revolution, Mr. Attorney General. The title, the hashtag for his protest
revolution
was
now.
Revolution Now. He was not calling for a revolution.
And then you now call on change of government through means other than democratic process.
One of the charges against him is also for insulting the president. Come on, Mr. Attorney General.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, treason is treason, and then if there is a case for treason, you are entitled, we have as a matter of obligation and right to present a case before the court. And for your information, we operate a kind of a system of government that recognizes the independence of the judiciary through three arms of government. So what we have done is to present our case before the judiciary, which enjoys independence and freedom to determine one way or the other. Not that we have taken the law in our hands by way of adjudging him guilty, but presenting him before judicial process so that he could be accorded an opportunity to present a counter case for the consideration and determination of the court.
Well, but do you agree that cases like this mean that the government's human rights record is coming increasingly under scrutiny and being criticized? I mean, Shora is not the only one. The treatment of the Shia population in the country, for instance, Dadiat Abubakar Idris, who is a well-known government critic who is in detention, and then there's also the case of another journalist, Abba Jalingo, who has also been in detention for over 30 days. Well, what is the government scared of? I mean, what are you afraid of?
Well, when we talk of rule of law, it's rooted in constitutionality. So, provided you are called, or you are making an attempt to call for the change of government through means other than means that are constitutionally recognized, you are entitled to be arraigned, and then in arraignment, you are equally entitled to put in your defense. If indeed the court finds otherwise, the government naturally recognizes it.
Did you see him? Somebody said it doesn't look intelligent. That is the #1 law officer in Nigeria. That is the guy called Malamu, the most intelligent #1 law officer from northern Nigeria, representing the entire law profession in Nigeria. Well, they said it's political appointment. Well, you must be proud if you are a lawyer. You must be really proud when you listen to Malamu talk. You must be very proud. That is the character cooking up different allegations, including insulting Buhari. Do you know that they are part of the reasons why they are holding Showore is that he insulted Buhari? That is a treasonable offense, according to #1 officer of Nigeria, Malamu. Nnamdi Kanu insulted Buhari. That is also treasonable felony. One of the charges against Nnamdi Kanu. Somebody said now quota system attorney general. Of course, now is Buhari not a quota system? Yeah. And this quota system, we would always they talk about. It better may we use and look around us too. Those who are representing us, are they not the quota system? The dredge of our society, the worst in our different societies. In Yoruba land, the worst of the Yoruba land are representing the best of Yoruba land. And the result is what you are seeing right now. So when you have that, when you say quota system, leadership, quota system, Yoruba system have quota system. Tifnumbu is the best we have in Yoruba land. Do you really think if they put Tifnumbu in a room and say, Tifnumbu, come and give us a solution? Because we are Yoruba man, very smart people. For example, when we have jobless people, how do we help them? We have jobless people. We have terrorism. Jobless people are being employed or recruited by terrorist groups. You as a Yoruba man, you must be so brainy, intelligent. What do you think we should do? When they asked Tifnumbu, is this not a quota system?
And we are competing with bank robbers and bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What do we eat? Cassava, àgbàdo, corn, and the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand as consumption.
Buhari Pro Max. They say now Buhari Pro Max. That's Buhari Pro Max. Is that not a quota system? Anyway, it depends on what you call quota system. That is Malamu. That is the man that is approving all the illegal raid, illegal arrest, illegal detention, and is giving them the legal backing when all these criminals in uniform in government perform these illegalities. Look at the quality of the man. They ask him, how could #revolution now be a treason? How could somebody insulting Buhari be a treason? Come on, man, Mr. Attorney General. That guy, the interviewer, BBC interviewer said, come on, man, Mr. Attorney General, these are ridiculous charges. Do you see how he went? It was like, trying to explain it out. Number one law officer of Nigeria. If shame not the cashew, one Nigerians, Northerners, at least they manage small. They remember, say, shame day. This is one of the shames.
And by revolution, through revolution, what does it entail?
He did not call for a revolution, Mr. Attorney General. The title, the hashtag for his protest
revolution
was
now.
Revolution Now. He was not calling for a revolution.
And then you now call on change of government through means other than democratic process.
One of the charges against him is also for insulting the president. Come on, Mr. Attorney General.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, treason is treason, and then if there is a case for treason, you are entitled, we have as a matter of obligation and right to present a case before the court. And for your information, we operate a kind of a system of government that recognizes the independence of the judiciary through 3 arms of government. So what we have done is to present our case before the judiciary, which enjoys independence and freedom to determine one way or the other. Not that we have taken the law, in our hands by way of adjudging him guilty.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning, or beginning, you know what I mean? That's the quality of people ruling Nigeria. The people making decisions for Nigeria. Important decisions that continue to divide the country. So obvious. So it is not just the northern Nigeria that is bleeding. The entire country is bleeding. And until the northern Nigeria and the people living there comes to that time, that the entire country is bleeding and there is no other person to blame or to be held there's no other person to be held responsible other than Buhari and APC, Egbekegbe, and everything associated with them. But like Malu going to the slaughterhouse, sometimes you can't help it. You can't help the Malu from not going to the slaughterhouse. Many of you have already taken over the challenge to make sure that you sustained the crook who brought this upon you in power. My friend, show us your candidate. If you don't want us to vote for Tinubu, who should we vote for? Baba Meek, tell you to make you no vote for Tifnumbu. If I tell you to make you no to vote for Tifnumbu, make a break one of my bicycle tires. Make one of them bust. Tell you make you no vote for something will go kill you. Intelligently, you should be the one to choose that. But mine is to tell you that buyers beware before your case turn to again to buyer's remorse. When you come back and say, your forefathers, those before you, they regretted the liars before them. Your own fathers, they got betrayed by the liars before them. Unfortunately, those who lied to your forefathers, lied to your fathers, they are lying to you as well. So you take up the battle. It will just be like your own fathers and your parents and those before you. But the choice is before you. The criminals who orchestrated this, they cannot be exempted from the consequences of it. They can massage ego, they can pretend, they can call blue black, they can call white yellow, they can call whatever they want to do. But guess what? Facts will always be facts and fiction will always be fiction. And thank God for social media and thank God for the internet. It never forgets. It never forgets. When the time comes, it didn't even take a minute before people started trashing that trashy book that they put together, My Participations. Bunch of criminals, bunch of freeloaders whose survivor is pretty much on as long as they can cling on to that system. It doesn't matter who is feeding them, as long as the system is feeding them. So it's yours. So choose. Nobody will stop you. Okay? Go out there, swagger your life away. You did it with change. You did it with next devil. So many of you are still alive. Those who shouted change and next devil in 2015 and 2019, they are among those they are telling us are bleeding now. While those who didn't even support them from far south, they are also bleeding too. So if you want people to take you serious, the bleeding is not just the blood, by the way. The entire country is bleeding. And they are continuing, I mean, it's not just bleeding, the entire country is hemorrhaging, losing a lot of blood. And before you know it, it will die a natural death that even your pretense won't be able to save from. So come out clean, people say. Come out clean, come out honest. And let's see indeed that you are honest and you are not in the usual lies and the pretense and wherever you. Because the South are not convinced yet. Thank you to Omoyele Sowore that continues to make us believe that it is doable until we all come together. You have read the news that, Nnamdi Kanu continuing to be maltreated by this lawless Daura Secret Service, the Nigerian DSS. Unfortunately, these organizations or these agencies that have been so brutal and they have been so coordinated enough to keep up the campaign of impunity, the campaign of illegality of Buhari's government, to clamp down on those they called hardened critics who will never back down. When you look at the DSS, you will find the Yorubas there. The Igbo man is their spokesperson, Efunaya. You know him. When you look at the military operation in eastern Nigeria, killing innocent people in their homes, burning down their properties, and innocent young men and women being kidnapped on the streets and being labeled members of ESN or IPOB, even when this other armed gang who call themselves the Biafra National Guard, who came out just recently to threaten violence despite them coming out to claim responsibility for some of these attacks now, yeah, innocent people are still being picked up for being members of IPOB, for being friends to members of IPOB, or for being seen with any paraphernalia of a Biafra. So when you look at those who speak for those atrocities that the military are committing in eastern Nigeria, you will find an Igbo man is their spokesperson. Is the one who puts together all the lies in the papers, is the one who will speak directly to the media. And he will, you know, when you see an Igbo man telling you, and people have actually told us as well, that you see all these arrests, kidnapping of innocent people going on in eastern Nigeria, yeah, they are not being carried out by any other people other than Igbo officers, where people even know some of them. Some of them have become so notorious for doing this particular job, torturing people to confess to be members of IPOB. All this torture, all these disappearances, they are mainly being done mostly by the Igbo police officers, Igbo DSS officers, Igbos, you know, people who actually do this. And those who survived came out to say, honestly speaking, they gave names. However, the report came that Nnamdi Kanu was being maltreated, has been tortured, right? And then they've refused him the courtesy, the judgment that the court gave, that he should be given the courtesy of keeping himself clean, having access to his medical personnel. At the same time, they should give him the access. They should give him a right or access to his praying, stuff, and every other thing he might demand that makes him comfortable there until the determination of his case. However, DSS reneged. His brother visited him, and he came out and he said, "This is what he told me, and I saw that on him, and this is so wrong." DSS came out, they said no. Honestly, they said no. They denied it. And the man who denied that is Ifunaya. Well, it didn't just come to deny it. It started with this abracadabra of, as your children are going home for holidays, please make sure you watch who they meet, who they talk to. Make sure they are not going to any protest or joining any, because of the same fear of the uprising, something they have been working day and night to prevent. And the harder the economy become, the more people get killed, the likelihood that this whole thing will erupt from somewhere. But who is doing the Archer job? Ifunaya.
As Yuletide approaches, it's not unusual for the Department of State Services to gather journalists to give update on the security situation in the country.
Inform the public.
The spokesman of the service issues an advisory to parents and guardians to be mindful of their children and wards during the Yuletide, while raising alarm of an alleged plot to destabilize the country during the period, including a plan to kidnap members of the National Assembly as they propose to go on recess this week.
Parents and guardians are advised to be watchful of their children and wards and ensure that they do not engage in unlawful acts. Aside students, recessing members of National Assembly and the state houses of assembly and other private and public sector workers on vacation may be predisposed to threats of various degrees. This also applies to Nigerians who may travel from within and outside the country to join their loved ones for the celebrations.
The service is denying the alleged maltreatment of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, who is confined to the facility of the service while facing trial over alleged treason.
Accusations of maltreatment negate the service's standard operation procedure on the implementation of rights of a suspect. 2, Nnamdi Kanu enjoys full luxury in the holding facility, incomparable to any of its type anywhere in the country. He is accorded full rights and privileges. He is never denied his right of worship or freedom from his select religious practice. Adequate attention, that's number 3, adequate attention is paid to Kanu's health. He has unhindered access to the best medical care and doctors. Kanu himself has confirmed to his visitors that the service has never in any way
maltreated him.
That's not true. That is not true. But look at the man doing the job. He's an Igbo man. I mean, do they not talk in private about this whole thing? Yes, their loyalties to Nigeria, you know what, how it goes. I understand. But does no part of them tell them that the same Nigeria that they are hunting down their brother for, charging them for trumped up charges, lies, and other things that they won't prove. They just want to take your time, lock you up for as long as they want. It is that same Nigeria that stopped them from going after terrorists. And if Naya and Co will never come out to come and tell you how their work helped them to track down wanted terrorists, kingpins in northern Nigeria, do they not talk in private? Like, guys, wait, we are the ones who organized and paid people on how we could get Sunday Igboho before he escaped from our hand. We could have had him as well by now. We're the one doing all of this groundwork. How come we have been prohibited from investigating the people who are killing people in northern Nigeria? Those who are kidnapping and doing all this whole thing. Like, do they not talk to themselves in private? Like, I do talk to people. After my programs like this, I talk to people. We brainstorm. Do they not? Of course they do. But they are doing the actual job anyway. But something just reminded me of 1967 to 1970. Oh, man. Right? Do you know that when the Nigeria federal government of Gowon decided to go to war with the Igbos, yeah? There were Igbos who were police officers, who were military officers, who were security agents, and the rest of them that remained with Nigeria when it became obvious that it was going to be a full-time war. And do you also know that when the months leading to the war, yeah, the supposed loyal police officers, loyal military officers, loyal DSS security officers, and the rest of them to Nigeria, they were the first set that they rounded up. And they were shot as criminals. They were shot as betrayers, traitors. No trial, no nothing, because they were Igbos. Do you know that? That's one of the program that finally led to Ojuku telling everybody that if you are an Igbo, return to the East, return back, guess what? Many people who actually packed to return back, they didn't make it back. That's a story for another day. But being loyal to Nigeria, right, as a southerner, is ready to sacrifice your blood, even if they use you to take the blood of others. I just thought I should remind them. Loyalty to Nigeria doesn't pay you. It kills you, especially when you are making the deal with the devil. These northern criminals who love power more than their people. So people said then they should show us more. They should show it that they are indeed tired of the killings. And when you say show us, you know how they feel when they want to go rioting, when they need to go and burn people's properties, when they need to go and kill innocent people in Kanu, in all these their caliphates. We are not asking you to go and kill people. We are not asking you to go and burn properties, but we want to see that mass numbers of you peacefully come out and tell your politicians that you're not going in until Buhari resign or disappear. That can motivate the rest of the country. So until then, I'm not saying that, like I said yesterday, I support you. I'm so happy. This is me at the count days. Until the day I will not see any protest or any video again, I'll tell you and say, my brothers and sisters, secure not protest, don't die you. Do you get that? Now say, Mo, just forget it. It don't die. And some of you will say, Maiyegun, I don't tell you. I know you told me, but I am an optimistic person. I'm an optimist, as they say, an optimistic person. Today, na day 2, you have seen that the number don't increase in Abuja. That of the Kanu, they shoot them because today, ISBA, the Islamic police of Kanu, yeah, they were operating today in Sabongari in Kanu. That one created a lot of wahala. So that was what dominated the news. In Kaduna, Kaduna El Rufaya, they were able to get the soldiers, the police out. They didn't even get the soldier. They used the police and some side because the number not too much. They chased all the secure not people, chased them enter bush, chased them enter gutter, chased them enter fire. So I didn't hear anything from Kaduna today. I did not hear anything from Sokoto today. No story from Taraba today. None from Borno, Gombe, or Jigawa. None from Niger or Nasara, or Zamfara. So, but Abuja, which I call day 2, not today. The woman that was crying yesterday, she didn't show up today. However, tomorrow is another day. Another day. If they manage to pull it off, maybe I will be the one to say, she I not tell you now, she they see now. So we want to see them prove it and show it. As for the Afunaya or Ifunaya, guys, I keep telling you that this whole divide, they call it division of labor. They have already shared the responsibility of how they will keep everyone as we are until, well, let's say in perpetuity. In perpetuity means that, you see what they do now? We no go agree. This is nonsense. We will never agree with it. If you begin to open the history book, you will see thousands of people who have done similar thing in their own time. Some of them are old now. That Luther spirit is still in them. But guess what? They thought they would make that difference then. So these old guard, old criminals, yeah, they have the long time experience in violence and using violence to suppress the people. It's not new to them. Killing people en mass is not new to them. They know the drill, they know the rule. International community will never react as long as you are not reacting. America won't just come and say, Buhari, what are you doing? This is wrong. I say, you decrease. You want to see Buhari. You want to know that Nigerians support Buhari. Okay. Oh yeah, let's organize thank you tour for Buhari. America, you want to know if they love Buhari or not, Abi? Is it because of all these things you are reading? Yes, there are killings. Yes. Well, people love Buhari. You cannot just change him like that. They will just say, no organized tour for Buhari. Brothers and sisters. Now, the people where they call North is bleeding, North is bleeding, you will see tens of thousands of them everywhere. They will block everywhere. Now, so America go back out and say, these people are not ready. Just do your business and get out of there, okay? There are so many. If they are tired, the world will know. The world will react. That's how it works. Since you have the population to make anybody president or anytime, right? Some of you are already telling the Tifnumbu that it should be your next president. Great. It's up to you. We just want you to show it to us that indeed the North is bleeding. Now people are saying that show it on that street and people will believe you. You have the number to elect people. Millions. Borno State, where we say now only 4 local governments they operate out of 27 local government. 23 local government, people know they there again. Where people they now tax then they pay to terrorists there. The same Borno State on the day of election, Borno State will give anybody they want give. Anyone where they are mullah, say me then give. They will give that person 2 million votes. No void votes. I said, where 2 million people come for this desert, this whole place where terrorists don't take over? They will declare result for all the 27 local government area. HINEC will collect the result. They will sign it. They send out people for IDP camp. People that are running away from terrorists to displaced people, but they have voters card because they say they have voters card. You go prove say they don't get voters card. 2 million people, boom. Then everybody come and say they are killing us. IDP camp self no save again. Since the terrorists cannot see people inside houses, most of the villages, people have left the villages, they've run away. They are now attacking them inside the IDP camp, refugee camp in their different states. That's how terrible it has become. But give them tomorrow, put ballot box. Some people said, Maiyegun, don't believe them, don't trust them, because you know what? Where if they are attacking their village, they are shooting and killing them, and they are running away. If you put ballot box on the part where they are running away for their lives. So if they look at that ballot and say, Buhari, APC, Kajiko, some of them will still stop to vote for that Buhari before they run away. So when they are tired, the world will know. When they are tired, Maiyegun, we will know. I said they are tired, but they are not showing it yet. They are tired, but they are not showing it yet. They made them believe that other people are responsible for their problems. In the process, they joined the criminals in government to deny those who are complaining their rights by blaming them as for something else. That is that country in mess, and they may think they are doing themselves any good. I'm talking about Buhari and gang. They may think they are doing themselves any good. Election, religion, this and that. You see, hunger, no religion. You see, hunger doesn't know any religion, doesn't know any tribe, doesn't know all this, right? Desperation that they are, where they are pushing people to, right? If that them boomerang, even all of them will have to run to safety. That's how it works. They are not doing themselves any good. They are so blind, they are so cold-hearted that they can't smell it. Same thing with all these Southwest Lagos Abobakus. They can't smell it. When it gets to that point where the whole thing will burst and will open up, there will be somebody to be blamed for it. And the only person I think this is coming on to is no other person than the greedy Tifnumbu. So that is why I said, be careful of what you are wishing for. Be careful of what you are wishing for. Because it will end up in the same trash. They said that the ISWAP, they've written to communities in Adamawa that they are coming. Oh, sure you want how do you want your attack? Do you want it served cold, warm? Do you want it to be microwaved? Or do you want to be oven grilled? They wrote them. They said they should reply. They are coming and they will go there. Adamawa is where Atifku comes from. The entire Nigeria space is already shared by different terrorist groups. And as we speak, Buhari has done so much damages to all the institutions that could even put up a fight. They have also done so much psychological and moral damages to the average Nigerians to even be able to stand up a fight. It is a double jeopardy. Double jeopardy. Double killing. How do you want it? So when you are indeed tired, my brothers and sisters, we will know. People said the South is bleeding, the North is bleeding, Nigeria is bleeding, Buhari and the rest of them are sleeping. But Nigerians are sleeping. If you're not a bleed, you go scream for help. So we haven't seen that yet, my friend said. And I agree with them. I also agree with those who have managed to come out so far. There's nobody coming from anywhere to help anybody. When you are tired, you will change what is happening around you. And I think that's fair enough. It's fair enough. Nigeria going into further debt means that 2022, ma kefti. 2022, ma brutal. If you are a Christian, you should begin to possibly hold on to your faith more. You are going to need it. And at the same time, anything extra you can do legitimately to save yourselves. The calamity coming. You see everything you have been seeing so far. They go be like, say, oh boy, last year still better pass this one, sha. These artless guys, they are not giving up. They are not stopping until they are stopped in a civil way. Everybody is going to go down. And I don't know, Nigerians can Nigerians can survive anything. Trust me. Sometimes I feel like you can survive anything. If you survive Buhari, when you survive Buhari, hey, you should do a special Thanksgiving for all the right reasons. You have no idea. But you will figure it out later. 45 trillion naira debt. Chaize. 45 trillion. No good roads, no good rail, no good trains, no electricity, insecurity at worst. And they said you should say, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Baba Buhari, thank you, sir. Say thank you that you are still alive. Because next year, some of you go wish, say you don't die this year with what Buhari is bringing. Listen to me. It won't be your portion because I believe that can make you feel better. If I say, it not go be your portion. You say, hey, man, oh, it won't be our portion. Oh, Baba, it won't be my portion. It won't be my portion. It's not enough. Oh. You see, those they have butchered and killed. Those they are still going to butcher and kill. Some of them are going to say, it will never be my portion. Crossover night. In Jesus' name, I'm covered. My family is covered. You see prayer points on the 31st of December. Same way you saw it on the 31st of December 2020 to the 1st of January 2021. Majority of those who did that, those crossover, some of them did their crossover inside their different houses, thanking Allah, thanking Jesus, thanking everything. Within the January 1st to December 31st now, those who survive, well, those who survive will tell you what happened to them, especially those who have tasted of this whole thing we have been talking about, yeah? So you're going to see some of them who are going to also do the crossover night, 31st of 2021, December, to the 1st of January 2022. I rejected it. Go and check the prayer point. Nigeria, Elu Nigeria, Gbono gidi báyìí Olúwa Ẹlẹ́dàá. Bí a ṣe ń wọ ọdún 2022 lọ báyìí, Ọlọ́run Ẹlẹ́dàá ààbò rẹ tó dájú kí o fi bò wá. Lọ́wọ́ Boko Haram, Olúwa fi ààbò rẹ bò wá, fi bò ilé wa, fi bò ọ̀nà wa. À ń wá jíjẹ mímu lọ báyìí Olúwa Ẹlẹ́dàá. À ń wọnú 2022 lọ báyìí, má jẹ́ kí Boko Haram kí ó yìnbọn fún wa Olúwa. Má jẹ́ kí àwọn ajínigbé gbé wa Olúwa. Ìlú yìí lé ó lé koko má jẹ́ kí 2022 lé koko mọ́ wa Ọlọ́run. These are the prayer points of survivor that you are going to be facing in 20, right? But they are still going to kill more. It gets bad. It gets worse. Prayer points. Pay attention to the prayer point. As Nigeria, they tough reach. Now, so the prayer point, they tough reach. And as the prayer point tough reach, it seems that that's how Nigerians, how prepared Nigerians are. It's a sort of a mental kind of a mental therapy. Faith, religion, faith. I love it. Trust me, I love something like that. But I also love reality too. Okay? I love reality too. My friend, go there. Go and pray to God. Yeah, God that has been protecting you all this while. People have been kidnapped. People have been killed. No security, no nothing. So many people are dying in the hospital because no medical. Go to the church and thank God. Go to mosque and thank God. And then put your life in the hand of God for 2022 because government cannot protect you. That's it. That is it. Survivor instinct is a good thing. Oh, I'm not saying it's bad. Oh, I'm just saying it is not enough. Because many people will do that. Just like we enter 2021. People who shouldn't die. You see, people die every day. People die normally. People die. People fall sick. Accident happens. People die. It's normal. There's nothing wrong in people. You see, people die. I can die anytime. You can die anytime. I reject it in Jesus' name and what have you. Doesn't really work with reality. In reality, all right? People die every day. You get to know those ones who died. But when you see people who shouldn't die, people who get kidnapped, or people who get shot by terrorists, people who got burnt in their houses by terrorists, those are preventable death. It doesn't mean that the people won't still die. They will still die. But why can't you let them die? If you are driving now, an accident happened, bah, hey, Jesus. That's explainable. That's an accident. Possibly a preventable one too. But again, you can say, but when somebody get kidnapped and they cut off their neck, and they say, for Borno State alone, 24,000 human beings have been killed since this terrorism started. Borno State alone, one state, 24,000 human beings. Preventable death. That is reality. So, that is my own reality. Where I believe that God, Jesus, protects me. God, thank you for protecting my family. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Jesus, you know. What happened to those 24,000 people? They didn't call Allah enough, or they didn't call Jesus enough. That is the reality, which means that, yes, it's good to have that faith. Go to that church, do all of that, right? But at the same time, in reality, it is not enough. Maiyegun, God is enough for me. Just stop your kati and nonsense you are talking about. No wahala, man. No wahala, sir. You see, this is my kati. You know where I got it from? Now, when they kidnap bishop, kidnap a full bus containing prayer warriors for Redeemed Church, when they went into a church and kidnapped the entire congregation and pastor and the deacon, Baba Ijo, Mama Ijo, and Brother Ijo, and Auntie Ijo, they kidnap everybody. That is where I got my kati from. Some of them no make them back. They kill them. I bet these are people who are in the presence of God, though. Prayer warrior for Redeem. Imagine they kidnap a whole boss of prayer warrior. And you're saying Maiyegun should stop his kati. Maiyegun, stop all this kati you are talking. God is enough. God can protect us. And I'm not saying he can't. I am saying that the belief that God will protect you from all of this is not enough. I'm not saying God is not enough, because that can get some people offended. So who are you? If they say they kidnap, do you know how many sharaka that moment? Have you ever seen Sister Esther or Brother Paul in distress before? Have you ever seen any of these our brothers and sisters in distress before? When they begin to call on this, and most of the time it works. They say it works for them. Go away, you this witch. Go, oh, brakada, you know what I mean? It works. But it doesn't work for the terrorist. Full boss, now negotiation last time. Redeem had to go and get whatever money they can get from anywhere. They had to pay them. That is where I got my kati from. To some of you who say, Maiyegun, stop your kati. God is this. It's not that God is not enough, but believing that He will protect you, that is not enough. It's not. But it's up to you. Before Nigeria happened to you, just remember this. The people that brought us to this level, they have names. We have their antecedents. We have their record. We have everything they stand for before they decide to change the narrative and make you and me look like we are the problem. So, what you do with that information is yours. 2022, Cries. Make Nigeria no happen to you. Make I just pray for you, brethren, as you go out today, as you hear this message today. When you see people standing up out there for the right thing, exposing the fraud, the fraud called the system in Nigeria, the system that they put together to kill you. When you see them, you will embrace them. You will increase their numbers. You will support them. Because from doing that is where an end can come to this. But if you continue to take side, if you continue to sit on the fence, if you continue to always want to be politically correct, it is just a matter of time before it becomes your turn or the turn of those closer to you. And guess what? There are some certain things that will happen to you or the people that are closer to you that you can live in denial of. Some things you can't deny them. You will scream out. From Sai Baba, it will be Kai Baba. Somebody said Maiyegun is speaking German. Chaise. I heard that, well, I actually forgot what it is now, like something like, you know, every time I remember chai, I then remember chaise. Tell me, remind me, what's that meaning? Germans, my friends in Germany, what is chaise? Again, I forgot it, but I love using it. So, one moment. So my point is just to tell you that if they say secure North, people want to see more from you to show that indeed, I know. It's not, it's, you know what I'm talking about now. Like chai. And I remember I had this very good brother who lived in Germany for a long time. So was a good brother. Some of you probably go to his place in Ibadan. So he always says chaise, which is like like F-U-C-K, something like that. Like damn, or but so since then I've always been like, I don't know, chaise, fuck. Anyway, thank you. I'm just trying to round up now. We need to go. All right. So thank you so much for your time. People want me to tell them the place in Ibadan. What's it with the column again though? Hey. You remember the former Yepa in Bodija in Ibadan? How many of you remember that? For those of you who have been in Ibadan very well, right? There's a place called former Yepa, bought by Shefi. And then they changed the name. Look at me. I'm trying to remember now. How many of you remember that? I've got friends who probably have been watching from Ibadan. Yeah, Shefi is a former boxer for Nigeria. Then he stayed back in Germany. And he made a lot of money, a lot of money for himself. Then he returned back to Ibadan. So I was one of those who actually started that place with him back then. So that was where I got some of the Germans, but the only one I have left is the chaise, So thank you so much, by the way, for your time. Watch this video if you're watching from the beginning. I mean, if you are just joining us, watch from the beginning. And yeah, like the video. Share it. I'm going to see you some other time. Until then, stay safe and good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràjù.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràjù. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.